All right, welcome back to Blue by 90. I'm Justin, joined by Jack, Tanner, and Kalen. Today, it is December 4th, 2023, and Ohio State still hasn't posted the score. Are they ever going to post it? Will they ever post it?
Did you tweet it, Ohio State, after Iowa posted the final score? Or was that somebody else?
I did not. I don't know who did.
I saw somebody tweeted the final score that Iowa put up and was like, chirping Ohio State somehow.
I mean, I think this has got to be like our forever joke, right? Like, it's just, this is an evergreen joke.
You've made it a thing now.
Yeah.
If you would have posted it, no one cares. No. Just take the ratio. It's not even your main. It's not your main account. It's not like some poor social media intern or manager is like just dealing with the responses. Switch to your other account and no one cares.
They just think if they never post it, it's like it just
never happened
for them.
That's what I don't understand. Like, we all watch the game. Everyone has the ESPN app. You can see the stats and the score. Like, I agree with you. You post it. You take the L, right? Literally and figuratively, and then you move on. That's all you have to do. Why have people on social media not learned this by now? Like, maybe it's because I spend 23 out of the 24 hours of the day on Twitter that I know how this works, but I feel like we have to know how this all works by now.
Dude, I want to know what's going on at Ohio State. Transfer portal day one, they already got, 12, 13 guys in there?
It was absurd, including Kyle McCord, including Julian Fleming.
Yeah.
Including Cam Martinez, who still is spinning after Cornelius Johnson's post route from 2022.
Oh, man.
They're in shambles. Did we break Ohio State?
They're broken.
Let's lead off with that.
They are broken.
I think so. Real quick on the point of posting the final score, I was so ready for some just elite trolling in the post game. Remember 2021 basketball season, just the final score raids. That was an elite time on Twitter. Just the shitty memes, I think I can't even remember them all, but they were just incredible. I'd like to go back through and just see all those. But
Wolverine Corner and that whole crew.
So I'm in a group chat with a lot of those guys. So I know that they were ready for that, and then unfortunately Ohio State took their ball and went home. But
I mean, can we talk about how powerful that we as Michigan Twitter have become? That we have forced Ohio State not to post the score. That is a feat. That
they posted it last year. They posted it last year. They didn't make a graphic. They just put red X emoji 45 OSU 23. Just do that and move on with your lives. You've made it a thing now, and it's weird.
Hey, it's honestly better for us. I'd rather have it this way. It makes for better content. It makes for us to, we then can dunk on them more because of this, right? Like, if they posted it, then we dunk on them that day. The next morning, you quote tweeted a couple times, blah, blah, blah. Now it is you just continually dunk on them for another 365 days until the game next year.
Do you think that there's somebody that you could potentially enlist for a job to go and see and be discreet about it and make sure that whoever runs that account is okay? Is there something you can go out and hire? I don't know the term for it, but I just imagine like
a private investigator.
Oh yeah.
Well, honestly, the social media guy, he's probably in the transfer portal too. So I mean,
that's a good point.
I want to make sure that they're okay. You know, so that's the private investigator. Yeah, like Magnum PI. Yeah, that would be tight. To make sure that they're okay. Missing person.
Ryan Day's got a guy, so we can hire Ryan Day's guy.
Hire that guy.
That's a good point. That's a really, really good point.
Mm-hmm.
Third day.
Third day.
It's been the third day since Michigan won the Big Ten. My bad. That's confusing. Saturday, Sunday, Monday is the third day.
My brain's in a fucking blender right now, boys.
That's what I meant. There's such a subset of Michigan fans that like Justin, you're talking about being on Twitter. Like my rotation is Twitter 247 on 3 Rivals repeat TikTok, and then I come back. I'm like, did anything happen in the last 12 seconds? So my brain has been.
I hope your boss isn't listening right now.
Yeah. Wait, what do you watch on TikTok for 12 seconds?
Whatever's on the For You page. Yeah.
3 TikToks. Yeah, I mean, it is. I do think, Jack, that's a good tweet. I think is Ohio State's social media manager in the portal. That's a good tweet. I'll probably put that out.
I like that.
So when people listen to this and they've already seen it, they can understand how these tweets happen in real time.
We love that.
So.
Hey, I got to take a moment because Caleb wanted me to call someone a dork on the podcast, but I'm actually not going to use the word dork. Eli Linkwitz, head coach at Missouri, made a Connor Stallions joke on ESPN. Elia, you're a fucking dweeb. You're just a dweeb. No one cares about Mizzou. You went 10-2 playing nobody. You're a dork. So I had to get that out there for Caleb. Shout out Caleb Walden. Shout out Caleb and Jordan. Had to get that one in there for Caleb,
Love that. Yeah, absolutely. He actually is a dork, and the only way that he's staying relevant right now is to mention Michigan every few days, because Missouri, they had their best year maybe in program history, at least in the last 2 decades, and everyone already forgot about him. So they're trying to cling on to any type of relevancy.
Well, let's not say everybody. Every now and again, I think about Chase Daniel and Jeremy Macklin.
True.
Glory days.
Those were the glory days.
Yeah.
Wait, did Jeremy Macklin go to Missouri?
Pretty sure. I remember he had a huge head.
Yeah, he
tiny
played
body,
at Mizzou.
huge head.
That team on NCAA was sick.
Chase
Daniel.
Yeah.
Chase Daniel made so much money.
I feel like they had another good receiver too, or maybe a good running back or something.
Well, so on the subject of Missouri football, I just looked it up. They haven't won a conference championship since it was the Big 8. I think that was 30 years ago. So shout out to the Big 8. R.I.P.
Nice.
The Big 8. R.I.P. Also the Pac-12. R.I.P. Now
for real.
It's over.
What a send-off though. That game was amazing.
That was a great game. I enjoyed that one. Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of good football on Saturday for sure. The early games were not as exciting. Texas, Alan Bowman, shout out to you, because
that was cool to watch.
It's still unbelievable every time I say, yeah, our 4th-string quarterback last year played for a conference championship this year, and our backup would have if he wasn't hurt against us, right? That's just a wild statement to say. It's really crazy. But Texas definitely just threw all over them. Quinn Ewers bomb where he just throws it as high as he can 50 yards down the field is very pretty. I'll say
thing of beauty.
Yeah. That's fun to watch. They played themselves into it. Shout out to Quinn Ewers for screwing over Ohio State by transferring out, because they would have been a different team if he did not transfer this past year. And then he screwed them because he won, and he ended their season. After we ended their season the first time, they then ended their season the second time. So shout out Texas football.
So that 2021 Ohio State recruiting class that had guys like JTT, Jack Sawyer, Marvin Harrison, Emeka Egbuka, one of the best classes in their school's history. 0-3 against Michigan, but they do have one last hope, guys. Quinn Ewers can be the one guy to maybe beat Michigan from that class. So they've got that going for them.
Wait, will that be that be the next Joe Burrow? That will be the next version of Joe Burrow.
Do you think they would give him gold pants, honorary?
I mean, they definitely have been claiming Joe Burrow for the past 3 years as well.
I mean, yeah, they could do that. And then wherever Kyle McCord goes, and if he balls out, I would just laugh. Just everywhere you see me, I'll just be laughing if he goes and balls out somewhere.
I hope he does. That would be incredible if he balls out, and maybe he does. What's the vibe right now? Is it that Kyle McCord is not good, or is Ryan Day maybe not the QB guru that we all thought that he was?
I like to lean towards Ryan Day not being great. I think that's where my heart lies.
Yeah,
I think McCord is just a first-year player, right? I mean, he's not like a CJ Stroud kind of generational kind of guy, right? So,
yeah, I mean, when you look at his track record at Ohio State, obviously Well, he came in 18, or 17, so he would have coached Dwayne Haskins, who was a first round pick, and then you get Justin Fields, who was probably one of the best quarterback prospects of the last however many years, and then CJ Stroud's a late riser that really shoots up the recruiting rankings and is just God-given accuracy when he throws a football. So I don't know, man. It's I know we're trolling, but I'm just thinking about it like. Maybe not. Like, he's a guy who's been fired as a quarterbacks coach in the NFL, so maybe he's not the GOAT QB guru, And not like McCord was bad either. Like, we made jokes all season long, but he was still 24 touchdowns, 6 picks, 3,200 yards. Yes, he had Harrison. Yes, he had all that talent, but it's not like he was awful. It's not like he was Todd Beckman.
Listen, there are still so many teams that would take Kyle McCord as QB1 right now. And that is, I think, my favorite part of Ohio State fans, the meltdown right now that's happened. It happened all year long, let's be real, because McCord wasn't CJ Stroud, right? Or Justin Fields or whoever. In their meltdown, if they legitimately don't have a Heisman candidate at quarterback, it is meltdown mode. That is, they're like, we're the worst team in the country. We're Ohio State. We don't accept this. And it's really unbelievable. And now let's be honest, they probably go get Cam Ward or something like that, and they have another really good QB next year. That's probably what's going to happen. But like, I really do think it's like a be careful what you wish for moment in this very moment right now, because it's like, all right, how many better QBs are in the portal right now than Kyle McCord? There's only like 2. So unless they have those guys set up perfectly, like, you could end up with a worse QB than Kyle McCord next year. And then you're like, all right, we need Air Nolan to be unbelievable as a freshman.
I want to say something real quick, and I think we should pivot because I feel like we haven't talked about Michigan football. It's been 12 minutes into this podcast.
That's a good point.
But I'm worried they get Dante Moore. That's all I have to say on that. Yeah, I mean, you get an athletic quarterback over there at Ohio State. We've seen what they do every time they have one.
I
mean, I'm not worried for Michigan.
And that was like
years,
but yeah, that was my Cam Ward comment. Like, we could all be saying this next year, and they have Cam Ward or Dante Moore. It's like, oh, okay, well, they are very good.
Are those guys clear upgrades over McCord? Like, I don't know.
Like,
Moore struggled at a true freshman, right? But he struggled at UCLA. Now, granted, that team's kind of a mess with Chip Kelly. They were going to fire him, and then they didn't. I don't know what's going on over there. You look at, like, the advanced metrics. Like, McCord was a, give or take top 15 quarterback in the country. So it's not like he was awful, but they're not used to that. But there's no Justin Fields in this portal. Like, there's no clear-cut, legit 5-star guy that's going to be a clear upgrade from McCord. So, Michigan football,
Michigan.
13-0. Do you guys have any thoughts on going 13-0 again? Wait. 1, 2, 3 Big Ten championships in a row.
It's pretty good.
38-3 record over the last 3 seasons. Not bad.
Incredible. I mean, what I saw that stat about JJ, like, compared to a lot of other, like, big time QBs who've come out recently. Guys like Jalen Hurts,
Trevor Lawrence.
Like, talk about being in good company. Like, that's incredible.
He's got right now. He has the highest winning percentage for any QB that's played over 25 games in the history of college football.
That's
so.
Wild.
I keep going back to that Office quote from Andy Bernard. Like, these are the good times, folks. 3 Big Ten championships in a row. Harbaugh, I believe, is the first coach to do that because Ohio State won 4 in a row, but they switched coaches in the middle because, I don't know, there was like some controversy or some stuff.
Yeah, something weird happened. I don't know.
It's just another Big Ten coach being too horny is really what it happened. So
that was a different scandal, Justin. You're thinking that when he was with the Jaguars.
Oh shit. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, that one was much worse.
There's so many instances of it. It's hard to keep track.
It's hard to keep track.
Yeah. But yeah, 3 in a row. I mean, this is, I don't want to become Ohio State in the fact that, like, all right, we didn't win sexy on Saturday, and a lot of fans are mad, right? Our offense didn't look great. JJ even acknowledged it in his post-game presser. I understand it. I was in the stadium. It was very boring. Let's be very frank about it. It was a boring game. But that is the boa constrictor method. Jim Harbaugh does not give a shit about your sexiness and how you want us to look. They do what they need to do to win the game. They've done it for 3 years in a row now and only lost one regular season game. So I'm all in. It's the best thing. I truly think, after watching that game, we know that Iowa literally cannot score a single point. We're going to run the most bland vanilla offense ever. We're just going to get these 4 quarters done with, score enough to get a win and get out of here and not show a single thing more than we've already shown all year.
Well, and if you look at like 2 plays that come to mind for me, and you could probably pick a bunch, but if Colson Loveland catches that ball, he has nothing but green grass. Jay Dew on Twitter posted it like nobody. I mean, he's going to win that angle. He's going to win the race to the end zone. At least get inside 1st and goal probably. And then if Barner catches that ball at the 5, you're able to potentially pound it in with Blake. So if you just those 2 plays, it turns into a 34-0 beatdown, which it feels a lot better. The vibes are higher. But to your point, Justin, none of that matters. You go 13-0. Think about all the shit this team has been through over the past month plus.
Yeah.
Like all of the outside external stuff. Like we've talked about some of this, situations that the players have kind of had to go through with all this lingering. So for them to go 13-0, deal with Jim Harbaugh being abruptly taken off the sideline for 3 games, beat 2 top 10 teams with the interim head coach, and to get to this point, we could have won 2-0 on Saturday, and I'd be like, cool, we're going to the playoff. It's all good. Got a month to get healthy, reset, game plan, all those sorts of things. Let the O-line mesh. Obviously Zinter being out. Nugent was banged up going into the game. I think Keegan got a little banged up in the game. Give these guys some rest. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. And I think about the matchup. I know we're going to talk about this game for the next month, but one thing that I had heard today was, not heard, but I knew this. I think Auburn ran for 300 yards on Alabama a week ago, and that was with Peyton Thorne at quarterback. So it's going to be okay, right? Like it's going to be okay, and this team's going to have time to regroup and gather their thoughts and get ready for the Rose Bowl. So winning ugly for a Big Ten championship is tight. Like, don't care.
If that's the worst of our problems, I'm going to take it any day of the week.
Absolutely. Like, we talked about it at the stadium, man. I was like, I remember praying for something like this to ever happen once. I just needed it once, and now it's 3 in a row, 3 straight playoff appearances. So to your point, enjoy it. Don't get too greedy. Don't take it for granted. And even if Michigan goes 13-1, this has still been an awesome season, right? Like, I will always take this. I want the national championship for sure, but I'll always take this as a great season because they don't come around that often.
And what about this playoff landscape as just a statement on where college football is now, right? Or where we're going. This is the big 2, right? I mean, all of these teams, 3 out of the 4 teams in the playoff are all going to play each other next year. That's insane.
Well, 4 out of 4, right? Because Texas and Bama are going to play each other. Or are you saying? Right. Yeah, I mean, Texas joins the SEC next year too. Michigan will play Texas next year as well. In a non-conference game, which is crazy too. So yeah,
and Oregon too. You look at Michigan's schedule. Obviously, there's a lot of roster turnover in today's college football, and who knows what Washington and Oregon look like, and USC, for example. But Michigan's going to play a crazy schedule next year, and it's going to be very much just like the NFL, right? It's you can lose 3 games and still make the playoffs in college football now. So it's the last 14 playoff, obviously. Feels good to get into this last one. I said in 21, man, I was like, I'm just glad Michigan got into the 14 playoff before they expanded so that, that can't be thrown in your face. Now they've gotten into 3. Now let's go win a game. Check that box.
Yeah.
And then maybe let's see what happens in Houston. But gotta win at least 1 playoff game. And then get to the Natty and see how that goes.
Can we talk about Jim Harbaugh just totally co-opting Bet?
I love it.
I would kill to have like a live stream of inside his brain where like there's a little mouse working or something and figuring out like bet, what does bet mean? And then he like already comes up with the bring everyone together. And like, I mean, that man's brain it needs to be studied there needs to be something I want to know. I need to know what goes on in there.
Like, I really hope nobody ever told him like where it came from or anything, and he just like kept hearing it, and it was just like, you know what, this is what it means.
It's like it's on the 12th page of Urban Dictionary is where he found it, of like the one that like fits what he wanted it to be. He's just scrolling through all of them.
That makes me think of like I would love to know like Jim Harbaugh's search history. Not in any weird way, but more so just like the funny things that he would like search. Like it's like, all right, what are the prices of milk in 1979 this week?
How much milk is too much milk?
Right.
You know?
My lawnmower won't start. Like, like I think he talks about mowing the grass like at halftime of games and shit.
Yes. It's like what is the best food for my chickens?
YouTube TV stopped working. Like,
Oh my god.
Oh man, I would take a live stream of him on like customer service with YouTube TV trying to figure out how to get it on. That would be the most entertaining thing of all time.
Need like, Joey Molinaro to come out with that one for his next skit.
Yes.
Yeah, we can tweet that one at him. His video of like the acronyms was fantastic. Like CAP, consistently accurate passer. Like, and his Harbaugh voice is the mannerisms.
Oh, it's
like,
great.
Like the way he breathes. Like it's very Harbaugh-esque. So shout out to Joey Molinaro for his skits. Those are always pretty good.
It was just like a weekend full of Harbaughisms too, because like in that post game from Iowa, he like randomly was like, "Yeah, I lost my wallet last year while going to see Colson Loveland," and at first I was like, "Oh no, I lost my wallet." Then you know what? I realized I'm a Big Ten champion. Doesn't matter.
Can you imagine how thick that wallet is? By the way, he's got like
receipts.
He's got a Costanza wallet.
He's got a trifold wallet that's this thick.
Yeah,
there's a rubber band for sure.
Yeah. Oh
yeah. I've got a good Harbaugh wallet story. So last year for JJ's signing at the Emden, so he did it was like mid-December. I think JJ's going to have one here next weekend as well. But they so JJ had his signing. There's literally thousands of people at the Emden. And Harbaugh shows up with his family. And so everyone's going nuts. Like I'm trying to guide him through the crowd. And then like, he's like, we're going Christmas shopping. That's why we're out and about today. And he's like, we had to stop at the Emden because I had to go get 14 number 9 jerseys for my family for Christmas. And so he's like literally going through the rack and trying to figure out. And then he like realizes, he's like, oh my God, I forgot my wallet, honey. And he's like talking to Sarah, his wife. He's like, honey, I forgot my wallet. I don't know. I got to go back to the car. I'm like, Coach, I think we're good. I think we're going to be all right. Like, I think we can probably figure something out here. The Emden, your quarterback's here. I think we can, write an IOU. We can figure something else out. But he was like dead set on that. He was going to like walk back to the parking structure to grab his wallet and figure out how to like get 14 number 9 jerseys.
That's amazing.
Do you think there's any other coach at a big time program that would walk into the bookstore instead of just ordering online? Like I don't
or
think
instead of like, hey, I gotta call my assistant or make my assistant like go do it for me. Like he's the opposite, man. He's like, I'll just walk down to the Emden and grab it and 4 XL large, number 9 jerseys. My family needs them.
Hit up Potbellies right there. Maybe a little Starbucks. There's got the CVS and Target right there. Like you got whatever you need, dog. You got Bivouac. Like you got it all, dude. You can just get all your Christmas shopping done on State Street.
I can definitely picture Coach Harbaugh like at the parking meter, like searching through his like car or something for an extra nickel.
Yeah.
I feel like Justin, you probably know this. Is he a pecker when he types? Like, is he like?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Like, cause I'm like when I park downtown, like I always get the ePark Ann Arbor app open to select my slot. Like I just imagine him like,
dude,
just like
can you imagine like trying to explain to him like, no, there aren't any actual meters like with where you put coins in anymore. It's an app. It's like he's like, okay, well, how does the app know where my car is? What do you mean? My phone just knows where the meter is. Yeah, okay, good one, Justin, good one.
Dude, I like after hearing that. I remember that story last year when it happened, but I just like at one of these times I feel like I'm just gonna be like at Best Buy and he's just gonna be there like shopping for Christmas too, and I'm just gonna be like, hey coach, and like that's gonna be it. Like that would probably make my year, to be honest. Like just running into him at a random brick and mortar store, like that would be awesome. Man.
But and the best part about him is, he doesn't have a lot of time, right? Like he is a very busy man and he has a lot of things to do. But if you get him talking about the right thing, he literally won't let you go. And it's almost like it's kind of a weird thing to be like, hey coach, I got to get going. Like I can't talk to you anymore. Like I know there are millions of people that would die to talk to Coach Harbaugh for 30 seconds, right? But it's so bad. If you get him talking, like he won't let you go. And his dad, Jack, is even worse. Like it's a good, if you start talking to Jack, 45 minutes of your day is just gone before you even blink.
So
and it's in their blood.
I obviously want Jim Harbaugh to coach here for a long time, but now after this conversation, part of me is like excited for whatever he retires and just settles down in Ann Arbor just to see him around town. Like, just like, oh, I'm going to go to Briarwood Mall for a couple of things. And like, he's just him and Sarah at, Bath and Body Works. Like, can you imagine Jim Harbaugh just smelling all the candles?
He's definitely
to, pick one with his wife.
He's definitely at Washtenaw Dairy at 6 a.m.
Oh,
just like shooting the shit with some other old guys.
I was just going to say, he's definitely a diner coffee guy, right? That's just like, got to go every morning, no matter what, and gets the exact same thing. You know what? I am going to have that slice of pie today, Kathy. Thanks, honey. Like that is 100% him.
Oh, what do you think? God. What do you think his diner of choice is in Ann Arbor? Like Village Kitchen?
Got to be Benny's, right?
Benny's or Mark's Midtown. I know Lloyd.
Mark's
Midtown.
Mark's Midtown is fantastic. Benny's is just like the classic, and I feel like that's like all the athletes go to Benny's. So I imagine he did when he was here as well. Maybe it's pretzel bell. Maybe he's a pretzel bell guy, and you never know. Jolly Pumpkin. I'm drinking some North Peak Archangel Cherry Berry Wheat currently.
That sounds good.
So North Peak has some great like little festive. They really do well with the seasons. I feel like they come out with new beers around the seasons. I do love these. I had a Clementine Wit the other day as well. It's fantastic.
I'll be honest. I'm in the middle of a sober 7 right now, and I'm jealous of your.
Is there any reason for that, Jack? Was there anything we should discuss about this weekend as far as how crazy the tailgate was as to what led to that decision?
Well, the funny thing is I didn't do anything too stupid, which is great. But I did look back at my tweets, and I was at the bar, and I guess I tweeted out like Michigan football isn't even fun to watch anymore. I looked back, I quote tweeted it. I don't know what happened, guys. It was a moment of clarity. I don't know what was going on, but I do not recall tweeting this.
Do you think that was like we're too good that it's not?
I think so.
Yeah,
let's say that. But yeah, the tailgate, man, that got me to a place I needed to be.
We all got friendship bracelets.
Friendship bracelets. Was it Mason bracelets?
Elite.
Right.
Shout out Mason bracelets.
She was sick. I've got them sitting over here right now.
Yeah.
How would you describe the vibe at the tailgate in one word?
Swanky.
Electric. Swanky's
a good word.
I'm looking at your Twitter. The cut off the head photo is fantastic.
Well, dude, it was funny. Like he walked up to me. He was like, "Hey, I'm so and so." Like he gave me his real name, and I was like, "Hey, man, like nice to meet you." Like I was almost ready to like grab you guys. I'm like, "Hey, somebody knows who I am." And he was like, "Oh, it's Swanky." I'm like, "Oh, dude, like I thought you were just like a fan." He's like, "Nah, it's Swanky." I'm like, "What's up, dude?"
Swanky's low-key hilarious, by the way.
He's got
like that. Yeah, he's just got that aura of like humor around him.
Yeah,
he was having a good time. Dude. Yeah. The tailgate though was unbelievable.
Oh my god!
I looked at it started off, not to say it started off slow, but like, you know, we had a good kind of steady flow of people. And at a certain point, I looked, I'm like, there's like 200 people here.
Yeah.
I have no idea if that's right, but
those
that's
sliders
what
saved my life.
At any given time, legitimately, like I went back to some pictures and looked, and it was like legitimately at any given time there was 200 to 300 people. So I'm assuming like around the like across the whole day, like over 1,000 people came to the tailgate.
Oh, I think that's fair.
Unreal.
Yeah.
And also, I want to say, not only was it an insane amount of people, and I appreciate everyone who came through. I think it felt like everyone who parked in that lot ended up at our tailgate before they went in the stadium. But the vibes of the people there were like, I mean, I had my guy that was doing the bell. You know, he's ringing the bell. We're chanting "Let's Go Blue."
Some other chants, you know, about Tony Petitti in Ohio as a state.
Love that.
Big Bird came through.
Big Bird came through. Shout out Big Bird.
I saw him on the Jumbotron at least 12 times, I think. And like that's been true every game this year. Like every time I'm like, oh, there's Cam on the scoreboard.
I mean, the Jerks are absolutely elite. That is an elite group of people.
Those sliders saved my life.
The sliders are continue to be the greatest piece of food I've ever put in my mouth.
Just incredible.
And just their vibes are incredible. Baking Mom getting up while like Mr. Brightside's playing, and she's just like, she is the main character.
Like she's standing on the cooler.
Yes, absolutely. they just have a great time, man. Man. And give zero fucks. It is awesome. So shout out Scott, Mortgage Queen, love them. Go follow them all on Twitter because they're the best. It was like there was a few moments where I was like, holy shit, like this is almost out of control. Like there were so many people. We're watching the end of the Michigan basketball game, like hanging on by a thread, hoping I mean, we got to win that game. Like I don't even want to talk about the actual game, but we're waiting to win the game, and like we're gonna explode, and then we lose, and then that kind of put a downer on things.
Like, all right, put on the Bama game.
Yep. So then we put on Bama Georgia, and everyone's just all hunkered around the TV, but we're playing bangers at the same time, so people are just dancing like while they're watching, playing Flip Cup. It was a hell of a day.
I think Flip Cup is my new favorite drinking game. I've always enjoyed it, but at the tailgates, it's just fucking electric.
You know who's the worst flipper cupper of all time? Is Tanner.
God,
dude. Awful. I'm fucking old, brother. I don't have
You're
time.
old?
I'm way older than you.
You're not even in your 30s yet.
Whatever, dude. I don't play Flip Cup. It's not my jam. But you know what? And I did take. I think I took an L for the first time all fucking year on the beer bong. I'm pretty sure I lost to AD.
First time.
I think I beat your ass.
Did you?
Too.
Shit, dude.
First time. I don't.
Hey man, I had a 29 game winning streak. Georgia had one. Sometimes, top dogs gotta fall off, so it happens. I'm glad to see some other people get in there.
Now you're all of a sudden you're the greatest football team of all time in Georgia in 2021,
brother. All year, I have been winning.
Dude, you are
the beer bong
things
challenge. That is not true.
Absolutely not true.
Whatever.
Your dad looked pretty good at the beer bong as well.
Who? What a fucking beauty!
Your dad looked.
My
great.
dad is the king. Absolute king.
I didn't see what happened, and everyone was cheering for him. I was like, John, did you win? And he's like, no.
No, I just did it. That's
he's like, I completed it. He's like, at my age, you're not really doing that too much. So, by the way, he loved it. Your parents loved his cameo from last week, so I think he was thrilled about that.
How many times did he ask if we were from Bleacher Report?
I was disappointed. Not as many. I need that next time. I need that number to be higher, man. It was only a couple times. How about going into Lucas Oil and he's just got the handle of Fireball?
Oh my god, I forgot about that.
They wanted it. He's just like, you guys want a shot?
my God.
And then I
That'd be
look
an
back.
animal.
I look back at him, and it's gone. I didn't know where it went.
It's not like he had a couple shooters. He didn't have a fifth.
Brought a half
He had a
gallon.
half gallon, a handle of Fireball, and he's just walking like giving strangers shots. I'm like, John, who are you right now?
Just a man of the people. Oh my
That's
man of
God.
the people.
unbelievable. The best part of my day with my dad was when he came up to me, and it's like I think we had just played "Pump It Up" on the speakers at the tailgate. He comes up to me, he goes, you know what I just realized? They didn't play "Pump It Up" in the stadium for the Ohio State game last week one time. And I go, Dad, they played it like 10 times. What are you talking about? He's like, oh shit, I'm breaking a little bit.
He must have got Pump It Up confused with JJ McCarthy designed runs. It's an easy one to get mixed up.
Oh my God. I was like, what are you talking about, dude? So it was, I mean, the tailgate, shout out North Peak again, because we went through an insane amount of beers. I felt like I spent half the time just reloading the cooler. Yes. So between the Hales and the Blue by 90 beers, we legitimately went through like 500 plus beers, which was awesome.
By the way, the best part, I feel like Santa Claus, because people be like, how do I get one of those beers? And I'd be like, you go up to, I felt like the Baylor basketball player describing a rebound. I was like, you go up to it, open it up, put your hand in, you grab the beer, you open the beer, and you take a drink.
I do think maybe, every time that happens where people are like, what do I got to do to get a beer? And I'm like, should we be like asking people to do something or charge something here? Because I'm like, I feel like an idiot when I'm just like, I don't know, they're just free. I just give them to you. Like, yeah, like at least we should be asking them to like, I don't know, throw up an Instagram story or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was, there were many people. There was the cutest couple of all time that came up, asked for a picture with me and needed a beer. They're like, we listen to you all the time. Like, we appreciate you guys. So I hope that they're listening to this because that was the highlight of my day by far. There was just so many people. We had the guy in the anti-Buckeye social hoodie as well.
Yeah.
He was awesome.
Yeah.
So many good people. The vibes were off the charts.
Electric Factory.
It smelled like Ann Arbor too. Like I would just kind of walk around. I'm like, oh, just get a whiff of something. You're like, whoa, it's Ann Arbor on a Tuesday right now, man.
There was
Dude,
a lot.
I'll tell you one of my coolest, my favorite parts of not even like being in Indy, but on the way to Indy, I stopped at a rest stop, had to use the bathroom, and when I was in the stall, as people were going in and out, you just heard like "Go Blue, go Blue, go Blue." Like it was just like I know that we've like brought this up on the podcast before, even like a few years ago. Like you'd say "Go Blue" to somebody and like they just wouldn't respond. Yes. Or just be like, "Hey," like now it's like it's back. Like,
it's so back.
It's so back. It's a lot of pride with people.
There's also something about going to like an away game or to Indy or something like that where you just have like a different camaraderie with people.
Yeah.
So if you're listening and you haven't been to an away game or to Lucas Oil, like you have to go. Sometimes I like those away games even more than a home game because there's just a different feel. It's like,
it's like you're in enemy territory.
Yeah.
And like
and
you all
like,
bond together.
I don't care who you are. I've never seen you in my life before. But if you're wearing the same colors as me, you're my best friend right now in this one.
Yep.
I'll hug you. I'll kiss you. I'll do whatever we need, to get this win. Like I swear, that's just like what the vibe is, man. And I love that so much.
I love it.
So Go Blue is back.
Go Blue is back.
Go Blue.
Wow.
Go Blue.
I've been saying it like I just go to the Meyer gas station over here off Jackson. And I'll just say it now. Like I like the last week I've just said it. Like because you live here, you see it all the time, so you don't say it. But after you beat Ohio State, win the Big Ten, it's like, yeah, Go Blue. Like
you say that with
something.
Your chest is puffed out a little bit more.
Yeah, you're walking with a limp. You're like, yeah.
A peacock, gotta let me fly.
So Go Blue is back in all varieties.
It is.
Yeah. I mean, it never left, but it's just back. It's back and better than ever.
Yeah,
I'll say that.
So we need to hear some
who did
Go
leave?
Blues.
Well, you know who did leave? It's Tony Petitti.
Tony Petitti did leave in
a
the middle
hurry.
of the ceremony. Running.
I have one thing to say to Tony Petitti. I'm gonna look into the camera. Certified bitch. Can
I
I
feel
say
like you
that?
should be like a WWE superstar.
I wish, dude.
I just want everybody to know that was Tanner that said that.
Uncle
Hey,
T.
man. Certified dork. How about that?
Dork.
That's
I like
better.
that.
Yeah,
That's cleaner.
It's not
For
as
child
disrespectful.
listeners we have.
Yeah,
I need
sorry.
you to do like a John Cena style rap where you're like talking shit to Tony Petitti.
I might generate a Chat GPT email to send to him and make some changes and just let him
You
know how
should.
much of a
God,
coward
I
he
love
is.
ChatGPT.
I mean, so Texas wins the Big 12 championship. There's bad blood between Texas and the Big 12 commissioner. That dude stood up there and took the booze. He made his speech. He stood there. He took the booze. And so for Tony Petitti, when the Big 10 commissioner normally congratulates the coaches, the players, the fans, the university, everybody associated, this guy, I know he gave it to Zach Zinner at the request of Jim Harbaugh, but literally played hot potato with that football on the trophy. Wanted nothing to do with it. I told Justin this like the kids say, stand on your business, as they would say. Like, stand behind your decision. Don't be a coward up there, because now you look 10 times weaker. Like, it was just so – it was just –
I mean, Jim Harbaugh alphaed the shit out of him on that stage where he says, I don't even want this to be about me. I want it to be about Zinter. He was class all the way, where he – you saw later on in pictures, I think Patrick Barron put some out there where, he did shake his hand, didn't make a mess out of it, wasn't anything like that. I know all of us Michigan fans wanted the drama. I want to applaud Jim Harbaugh for not falling into the trap. He was classy. He did everything the right way. And so what could have been a like Jim Schwartz, Jim Harbaugh scenario from us Lions fans, from a few years back. It wasn't. He took the high road. I applaud him for it. Tony Petitti came out and didn't say a word. I don't know if there's a commissioner that's ever not come on the mic and been like, I want to congratulate the Iowa Hawkeyes for a great game today. Very well deserved. And your champion Michigan Wolverines. Like, that's how it goes. He didn't even go on the mic because he was too scared.
Fragile egos, man. It's a downfall of some people, unfortunately. So
bum.
he's just an empty suit, though. At the end of the day, he's been an executive for Fox Sports. He was COO at MLB. He worked for Activision Blizzard. Like, he just hops around, and I'm sure he's got a bunch of golden parachutes from these different companies, but he hasn't brought a lick of value to the Big Ten. So I'm sure his stint will be short lived. And that's how I feel about Tony Petitti. So just a coward move, man, at the end of the day. And like to your point, Jim handled it well. I don't think there was any doubt that he would. I just wanted to be able to boo him for more than a second before we started cheering for Zinter, which it was a very funny moment of the boos. And then the switch up when Zinter got the ball, everyone's like, yep, we're back on.
I was hoping it would be like they didn't let us draw out the boos long enough because it was immediately to Zach. But the boo birds were loud. And then, Petitti then ran away literally they're talking to Mikey Sainer still on the stage, which I thought it was so disrespectful for him to leave mid talking to our MVP. He couldn't even stay to let the MVP get his trophy. So he walks away with 47 security guards, at least. It was a whole mob of people. And that corner of that tunnel was the pictures are awesome. And so, yeah, it was really incredible. But the Boo Birds were ridiculous for him.
Well deserved, I might add. Very well deserved for him.
Absolutely. All right, sorry. I'm trying to start this other StreamYard right now for Jake Butt.
I know. I was like,
you're like lagging out of your mind.
Lagging. What's going on here?
All right, keep going, and I'll
behind the scenes, baby.
I'm gonna do this real quick.
This is an incredible podcasting work here as Justin's working.
I mean,
other
this feels like who was it that was calling two games at one time? There was an announcer.
Is it like the Trent getting two remote jobs at the same time?
Yeah. No, there was I think it was I can't remember who the announcer was, but he was like there was two playoff games. He was essentially doing like NFL Red Zone, and like he was calling two games at once because the one had implications on the other. That's how I feel right now.
I gotta give a quick shout out to Davis Warren. We hooked him up with a suit through State and Liberty, and he just shot me a picture of him wearing it. I'm not going to say what he said in there because it's funny, but I'll let you guys know after we're done recording. But he's a beauty. Davis Warren. Top beauty on the team, potentially.
Shout out, Davey.
I love Davis Warren.
Shout out Peyton O'Leary got in the game on
Dude,
Saturday.
I saw that.
Yes.
Big shout out to Peyton.
Like,
Love it.
I watched it happen. I was like, 81's going in the game, and I just look at Justin, and I'm like, yo, Peyton's going, and he's like, who? I'm like, Peyton O'Leary. Like,
Peyton Manning.
it was like Friday Night Lights. Like, our Comer? It was Chris Comer? It was Peyton O'Leary.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah, he had a catch on like a 2nd and 20. Got us closer to the first down. Like, got us back
He
to the line of
also-
scrimmage, I think.
He literally texted me today. I got hella snaps. Give me money.
I fucking love Peyton.
I was like, bro, you can't be serious right now.
He's like, dude, I got a catch. Come on, hook me up.
That was 100% how he built.
Yeah, that kid is hilarious as well.
Oh my god. What do we got? I mean, what do we think for the pod schedule in between games? We think like one a week? Are we gonna start talking about basketball now?
Oh God, do we have to?
Dude, I haven't watched a single game all year.
You're so smart.
I'm gonna need to start. I need something to fill my,
It just pains you because I love Michigan basketball, and it is just so frustrating to watch. Like, I was at the Long Beach State game, we watched the Oregon game, watching the Memphis game, and it's like, just, you're better than this. You can be so much better than this. So I don't know what they got to do. They've got a lot of talent, but yeah, it's been disappointing so far. So, but yeah, I mean, I certainly think we should obviously talk about the basketball team, and we'll talk about the awards. We talk about the Heisman next week and all the awards, and I know saw Sharon Moore's down in Arkansas for the Broyles Award. So
I mean, he's got to have that in the bag.
Oh,
well, technically he was only an offensive coordinator for 8 games. So like, can you or 9 games? Did he do the job?
Also,
Fair
I just want to say,
fair question to be had.
the
Has he earned it?
basketball court at Oregon, not a fan. It was like hard to watch.
I can't believe
Yeah.
they haven't changed that. It's been like 12 years of that.
It's been a long
brutal.
time they've had that now.
It is.
I
It
don't
was
love
bad then. It's bad now.
Yeah.
Like, turned it off, and I just watched the game cast on FanDuel. Like, this is bad.
That bad. Holy shit.
Dude, like the way like the NBA teams that do their skylines with like just a slightly lighter or darker shade, like that looks good. All you got to do is just a forest and like not have it be so gaudy. That'd look
dark.
way better. I don't understand. Like, I'd rather than just have a giant Nike swoosh at that point in the
Oh,
court. Like,
that would
that'd
be
probably be a
incredible.
better use of everyone's time.
Nike court, baby.
Yeah.
So we're
Plenty of
13-0.
awards to, hand out.
We got awards season. We've got Army Navy on Saturday, which is always a blast.
Ooh,
I
go
hope it
Army.
snows.
Beat Navy.
I hope it snows.
All right, I'll root for that.
Yeah. Did you guys see the Delaware Missouri State game? Like any of the highlights or anything? It was just a massive snowstorm, and it looked unbelievable.
No.
Like, snow football games might be one of my favorite things of all time.
Oh, they had to
Well, that-
clear out the lines and everything, right?
It was that, yeah. It was, and it was coming down still, so it was like a perfect. Like, it reminded me of the Lions Eagles game back like 10 years ago
Oh,
when
yeah.
Shady McCoy and Calvin Johnson. Like,
Mm.
it was that level of snow. That's just elite. So hopefully we see that with the home field playoff games, like in the North, like that. I need that.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was about to ask. Like, yeah, the home field, what is it? Top 4 seeds host or
Top 4 get a bye, and then like 5 through 8 host, and then it goes to a neutral site for the rest
Gotcha.
of the host. Yeah.
Okay.
So obviously you want to have a bye,
Right.
but if Michigan's the 5 seed and gets to host, like
Cool.
that, dude, can you imagine Blue by 90 tailgate
For a playoff game?
mid-December? It's cold, it's snowy.
Give it to me.
The Blue by 90 beer
Oh,
is just flowing.
love it.
Like, you don't even need ice for the cooler. It's so cold. Like,
Oh, we love
and,
that.
and it's somebody from the SEC. Oh my gosh, that would be electric.
That would be beautiful.
They would never, but I need it in my life.
All
They
right.
have to. There's nothing else. They can't do it. They have
You got
to.
any wise words to wrap this thing up?
I do.
I'm ready.
Who's that?
I don't have anything.
I
to
think
be
it was
honest.
Justin.
I'm also I'm like freaking out looking at myself, but I'm like 10 seconds delayed.
Oh yeah, it's weird.
Yeah. Where's my voice at though? Is my voice way?
Your voice is fine.
My voice is fine.
Regular.
So I should go, like, cam off, or is this? It's so trippy.
It's very trippy. When people on YouTube leave comments for you.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, listen, soak it in, baby. Soak it in. Ohio State's in shambles. Michigan State literally doesn't have a scholarship quarterback on their roster.
We love it.
Their two fan bases are on Twitter just constantly talking shit about us, but we can respond with the scores of the last three years. This is what we've wanted for 2 decades. We've wanted to be in this spot. That's all we've wanted. And it's the best. It is the best. And listen, it's sad how much of my life hinges on how these games go that 19-year-old kids play. But that's just where we're at. That's where we're at. And so, you know what? I'll take it. I will absolutely take it. I'll take the dub. I can't wait. I got my flight, hotel, tickets all booked for Pasadena. Pasadena is going to be incredible. I'm already like, I can smell the sunset, smell the roses. Dude,
I'm so jealous. Like, Southern California is an unbelievable spot, dude. Like, it's so pretty. You know, I know that's a polarizing subject for whatever reason, but like, it's gorgeous out there. Got the ocean, the mountains, like the sunset, like it's beautiful. So I'm super jealous. I can't guarantee anything as I'm speaking out, kind of just talking about it, but I'm sure we're going to be doing something for a watch party on New Year's Eve. Like, we have to, right?
Oh, yeah.
So we'll have to plan that one.
Well, New Year's
really
Day.
Yeah.
New Year's Day.
Yeah. That's what I meant to say. I knew it was on the 1st. So
Yeah.
that'll be electric. Definitely want to do that one big. Like, the Penn State watch party was awesome. So hopefully we can do something even bigger than that. Like, we'll have to talk with some folks, but yeah, more details to come on that, I'm sure. I also want to give a shout out to Dexter, my golden doodle. He turned 1 yesterday.
Oh, happy belated Dex.
Yes, our big boy. He's undefeated as a Michigan fan.
Wow.
In his lifetime.
That he is 2-0.
Actually, no, I'm sorry.
1-0.
He was born December 3rd. So he's undefeated this year, as we all are. So
that was
undefeated since we've gotten him.
Still
Undefeated since he's found his forever home with us.
Okay.
You know?
Since his gotcha day.
Fair enough.
Since his
Yeah,
gotcha day.
Yeah. That's what I meant.
I do.
Math is
It is Caleb Martin. Shout out Caleb Martin. He's been an avid listener since the beginning here.
I miss that fucking guy, dude.
I text with him every so often. He's the man. He had a baby, I think last year or 2 years ago, and he just tells me all the time, and he's just like, she has no idea what we went through.
No.
Dude, Caleb's the best.
It's incredible. It's just like, she has no idea all the stuff that we've been through to get to this point. All she knows is winning.
So spoiled. Oh my god.
Yeah, dude, think about like the I don't know, like the kids in middle school that are Michigan fans right now, like how good they have it. Like when we were in middle school, it's like, oh, just, you know, taking L's, and now it's like nobody can say anything to them. So I'm happy for them.
love it.
Jealous. But
There was
it's
a
pretty
long-
tight as an adult too.
Yeah.
There was a long time where like you wore that Michigan shirt and didn't feel like awesome about it, you know. Now,
Actually, when it was Adidas.
yeah,
Just
exactly.
an awful
Now
Just
you
right.
can really puff that chest out and you know, and wear that proudly. So, all right, that'll wrap it up here for us. You can follow us at Blue by 90 on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, at Blue by 90 Podcast on YouTube, and blueby90.com. We appreciate you. Go Blue.
Go Blue.
Go Blue.
Go Blue.
Bro, that might have been your best wrap up ever.
Oh,
was
somebody
easy.
else end the recording.
I'll leave
Mine
it.
says I logged out. So